Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's the Jade Gemini. As you have seen, this is a kind of a different video than what I would normally be making. And so this is actually a video of a spectacular watch, and more importantly, a spectacular gesture of a magical person and just the sort of power that our community of this hobby can bring. So, last year, Marc from Long Island Watch, as well as TGV, the Urban Gentry, ended up launching this beautiful watch right here. This is the ISL 226. So, this Rangemaster, as it's called, is quite an amazing watch. It is a limited run watch with just so many being made of the ISL. Mine is 137 of 1,000, and this watch was made from TGV to basically be kind of like a modern day mechanical field watch. So the idea here is that you would have a watch that was, had modern day features like really great lume on the dial, sapphire crystal, 100 meters water resistance. It would also have the feature of having a automatic mechanical movement in it that is skeletonized, as you can see, so you can see all that beauty, you can see everything working. And you can also wind this as much as you want without having to worry about overwinding the watch itself, as well as having hacking seconds like every field watch should, harking back to the Dirty Dozen, right? And taking nods to some of his favorite watches itself, like the Explorer, right? You also got some of the Ranger hands here, also some Seiko Seiko type, lume markers, so on and so forth. And so once this watch was made and produced, it was one that I just fell in love with. And I knew that I wanted the ones that TGV produced before, like the Squale and so on and so forth, were a little expensive to be able to get, while this one was a little bit more obtainable at the price point of just over $300. So I pulled the trigger on this handwind watch and just fell in love with the watch itself. But then this is where holiday times came in. And for me, I've got not only the holidays, but I got both my kids' birthdays in December and then the wife's on the next side of the year. So unfortunately, with this and inflation, as a lot of us are hitting, some watches in the collection had to go. And the one that was going to probably move the easiest, because of its rarity and also the love for TGV, which again, touching kind of base, TGV kind of was the main content creator that I watched getting into the watch hobby, taught me about a lot of the nomenclature and different history and the sort of idea of different watches being made and things like this. Just made a situation where of course I wanted to have something that sort of represented a nod to him, and also I like Marc as a person, so I think I wanted to kind of have a Islander in the collection as well, because he just seems like a good chap doing good things. So I got the Islander, but again, Christmas time came around, and unfortunately it was a situation where the Islander had to go. And so this is where the very special Marc, a different one, came in and said, hey, I want to buy your watch. So in standard affair, when that happened, I made him a video like I do for any seller, buyer that's gonna buy my stuff. I made a video of all the details, every corner of the watch, making sure that nothing was scratched. I showed him the inside of the beautiful movement and showed him how when you hand wind it, the mechanism moves. I told him about the story of the watch itself. I even showed him how on this Miyota, as it's ticking and moving around the dial, if you sharply move, the hand will actually stop for a second because this has an indirect drive that drives the second hands instead of a direct drive. But there was nothing wrong with the movement. That's just how it's designed, kind of like older pocket watches were designed. And so then once he bought the watch and I packed it up, I sent him a video of me packing it up, sent a video of me dropping it off in the post office, and then actually like it's out for delivery and hey bud, your watch has been delivered. And so then a couple days go by and Marc messages me and says, hey, I know that you really, really liked that Islander, and it seems that you were on times to sell it that you didn't want to, and just the buying expectation that you showed me was absolutely out of this world, like nothing I've seen before. I said, hey, well, I really appreciate that. I just like to treat others like I would like to be treated. This is how I was raised. And so then he said, well, hey, in the act of a Christmas spirit, I want to offer you something. Well, clearly I'm holding the watch, right? So I want to offer you that you pay me shipping and I'm going to send back this watch to you so you can be reunited with that watch that you love. This is too much. This is too kind of an offer. This is the sort of thing that you hear, spoken in whispers and legends and things like people just don't do that. They don't buy something for, $200 something and then just say, well, hey, yeah, I'm just gonna eat that, and you just, pay me shipping back. So I felt like I would almost be taking advantage. It was a very nice gesture. Wanted to make sure, that it wasn't just sort of an in the moment thing. So I'm like, yeah, thanks. So let me try and shift some things around, see what I can do. And then I was just gonna leave it at that, right? But then this watch started to kind of wear on me. Started to think about that watch. Started to think, man, I really love that watch. That watch was perfect. It had something special, something tangible. And so about 3 months went by, and I just sort of messaged, hey, how are you liking the Islander? Did you decide to sell it? Are you wearing it and enjoying it? And he says, I haven't worn your watch. I've just been waiting for that shipping. Whenever you're ready, I can send your watch back to you. Outstanding. Incredible. There's no words that I could describe the gratitude other than, people just aren't like this. And this sort of generosity, is just uncomprehendable, for lack of a better term. And so this was clearly something that he was genuinely offering me. And at this point, it's been months. And, I did love the watch vehemently. And so I did send over shipping, and arriving today back in the collection is the ISL 226 in all its glory. Not a scratch on it. Doesn't even look like Marc wore it for a second. This was his plan possibly all along, which is even crazier to think of. And so I want to say, this is magical about our hobby. You hear these stories and interesting things, whether it is watches or EDCs, people going through hardships, people passing away, and the community getting together and paying for just all sorts of different things, right? And it just sort of restores that hope in humanity, especially in a time and day where everything's so expensive and it's about me and you and I subscribe to this and you subscribe to that and it's me, none of that mattered here. It was just a person that cared about another person and had just over the top humanity, and just way too much grace given upon me. So, Marc, cheers to you, my friend. One day I will repay this offer to you some way, somehow. You're probably like, oh, send it to someone else that's in need, but no. I mean, you're a gem that does not come along on this planet often, and I can't thank you enough. So I'm going to take off the new G-Shock I just got, and that is going to go right back on my wrist, this gorgeous Islander once more. And this has become one of my most treasured pieces because of this. Not only is this a watch I loved to pieces when I got rid of it, but it is a watch that now is up there with the Alpinist. Come on, little guy. The Alpinist itself, well, sorry, in living color, it's harder, right? But it's going to go up there with the Alpinist, with my SNK 809, my first automatic watch that I bought myself, and this is going to be one that is just as important. So I appreciate you guys taking time to watch this video and tell this amazing story about this amazing watch and amazing person that helped me reunite back with it. So remember, guys, be nice to each other. We live in an amazing world, an amazing time. You woke up this morning, you took a breath. Everything else can just take another step and get through it. And remember that they're amazing, good people, and we're all in this together. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Cheers to you, Marc, again. Have a drink on them. Peace.